Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new battle report. This time I bring in a Warhammer Fantasy 8th Edition battle report. This is the last game on the tournament on Tour de Ben, and this time is Bretonnia versus Wood Elves. 2,400 points, and if you remember, in the first game I played against Dark Elves and I lost, and then I played against Storm Kings, I won, and now it's time to play it against the Wood Elves. So first let's make a look to the army list and also the deployment. Let's start with my army list in Bretonia. In case you haven't seen my first battle report, so I have a Bretonian lord with real bow, shield, lance, virtue of heroism, Gwamril, Gvedhelm, and Sword of the Swiss Slaying. So he is a killing lord with a good offensive and a good defense with 1 plus rerollable plus the Blessing of the Lady. Then I have a Prophetess level 4 with the Holds, Barding, Comb of Command, and Dispel Scroll. BSB with the Virtue of Impetuous Knight, Enchanted Field, and Beating Blade. Paladin Grill with the Grill with Barded Horse, Luckstone, Relic Sword, and Dragon Helm. A level 2 with Silver Mirror, and then 3 units of Knights, one of 11, 10, and 10. And all of them have magical standards, one with the Banner of Swiftness, another one with the Gleaming of Pennant, Gleam Pennant, sorry, another one with the Standard of Discipline. 17 Bowmen, 3 Pegasus with Champion and Standard, 5 Yeomen with the Standard, and 5 Knight of the Guild with full command. In this scenario, each army is controlling 3 objectives. If you to be able to take one of your enemy objective, you have to charge, and on 3+ you take the objective. You try to protect. For each objective you protect well that is not taken by the enemy, you have 150 points. For each objective you take from your enemy, you have 150 points as well. Let's start with the deployment. So my opponent is playing Wood Elves, and it's quite a close combat Wood Elves. He has 3 units of Wild Riders, he has 1 unit of Sisters, he has some Glade Guards, some Dancers, unit of Hawks, 2 units of Eagles, sorry, 2 characters on Eagles, and I think this is the main block, and yeah, and a big block of Dryads. We are going to see them on the field. This is after the vanguard before the battle. You see that here in that flank, the sisters and one of the wild riders are advancing very fast. He's using wolf instead of the normal miniatures for the wild riders, and I think he did a very nice modeling job with them. Here we have a unit of Wild Riders next to the Dryads and one of the Eagles. He have, I think, was 1 eagle with our characters, and then he have 2 eagles with one with a level 2 and another one with a hero. He has, I think, was 3 level 2 and 1 level 1. The Lord is the Dryad level 1. I don't know exactly the name, but it's like a Dryad and it's a level 1 on life. All the level 2s are on beast. Sorry, it's 2 level 2s, and then he has the sisters that are also have 2 spells like a level 2. So this is another overview of the deployment. Here we have the Dryads, they deployed in the middle of the battlefield. And then in my left flank he deployed the unit of Falcons and a unit of Wild Riders. So he have 2 units of Wild Riders in each flank, and then he have another unit of Wild Riders in the middle. The Glade Guard is also in the middle, the Dryads are in the middle, and all the Eagles are more or less in the middle. So he's trying to flanking me with the Sisters and the Wild Riders in my right flank, and the Falcons and another unit of Wild Riders on my left flank. This is the overview after the flanking movement. And here, yeah, I tried to cover my battlefield, and I think this was a mistake from my side. I put the archers there in the wood, and yeah, I don't know why I did that, because at the end, I think I tried to protect one of the objectives, but at the end I'm losing my rank, and I putting them in a very vulnerable position. I have one lance after the forest, then the real knights, another lance with all the characters in. Then I have another lance next to this one, and the Pegasus in the flank, and far on the flank I have the yeoman. And this is how he's deploying. So he put the forest just in the middle of his deployment zone with the dancers inside, the battle dancers inside. The glade guards are there. The glade guards have the arrows that they don't receive any penalty on shooting. Another overview of the battlefield before the fight is. And here we have the other flank. And we, as usual, I went for blessing, so we have the turn 1 for the wood elves. Turn 1. So he just moved very aggressively to my flanks, getting out of line of sight. I think it was a big mistake. Now my flanks are in both sides are completely exposed, and this will force me to do big modifications in my positioning on the table. So here we see the flank with the archers. The archers are completely exposed. I have a unit of wild riders and a unit of falcons just on the flank of the archers, and I cannot charge them because they are out of my line of sight. Here we see better. They are we measure and they are out of line of sight, so my archers cannot assault them. And yeah, and it's a quite wide formation, so wheeling is not going to help them either. On the other flank, you see here the same. He just the two yeomen that are at the bottom of the hill are just behind the ones on the top. So you see when we put the paper, they are out of my line of sight, so I cannot charge them. And I have again a unit of wild riders and a unit of sisters in my flank. So here I realize that I made a big mistake in my deployment. I leave my flanks completely exposed, and now I'm in a very bad positioning. So very aggressive movement from the wood elves, and yeah, from the mistakes we learn. Then he did shooting, and in the shooting he killed 3 yeomen in that side. He killed 2 real knights that were in the lance in the middle. Yeah, and this was, I think, all the damage within shooting and magic. 3 yeomen and 2 real knights. Here we have an overview of the battlefield, showing the middle and the left flank of the Bretonnian. And we go to Bretonnian turn 1. So here I need to do really, I have to reposition myself on the battlefield. So I did what you see here. I moved the 2 lances, I reformed them in order to look at the 2 flanks. The yeomen failed the leadership test when they received the shooting, so they panic, but now they regroup and they are where you see there behind the hill. And I decided to move my Pegasus on the other flank. So they were not helping there. They didn't have a clear charge. So I just decided to move then to protect my left flank. I had a big doubt what I have to do with the archers and also with the level 2 that is within the archers. And at the end I decided, okay, I will just shoot. And yeah, I think they are dumb. I cannot save them, and if I take my level 2 out of the archers, she will die anyway. So I decide, okay, let's see if I'm lucky on the charge, and if not, okay, I will lose these points. This is the other flank, completely exposed. I move the lance to be in position to be able to see if they come from this flank, but it's very difficult. The last cavalry from the wood elf is very fast, and it's difficult to clip them on the front. Here we see an overview of the battlefield. I did some random shooting on the dancers. I think I did nothing on the shooting this time. Yeah, here we have another overview of the battlefield. Nothing on the shooting, no assaults. The magic, I think, yeah, I use the magic to try to protect my bowman, so I put flesh to stone on my bowman, and I think that's all what I managed to do in my turn. Yeah, here you see flesh to stone, and yeah, I give at the end +3 to toughness to my bowman. I try to protect them as much as possible and try to reduce the casualties as much as possible. And here we have the positioning at the end of the turn 1 of Bretonia. Yeah, I think it was a very bad start from my side in terms of position. So we go into the turn 2 from the Wood Elf. He declares some charge. In that flank, he didn't charge anything. He just moved out of my line of sight of the lands with the Wild Riders and put the sisters just in front of my front view of the lands. So I'm there exposed. He didn't charge on that side, but yeah, one lance cannot deal with two like cavalry. If I try to click one, the other one can easily go to my flank. On the other side, the falcons charge one of my lances that were looking at them, and the wild riders charge the bowmen at the flank. And yeah, this was the middle position. In my turn, I try to move also the Grial Knights to the front. I will try to see if I can charge them. So yeah, that's my positioning there. And yeah, this is another overview after the charge, declare, and the movement. And in the shooting, if I'm not wrong, he killed one of my Grial Knights. This is a quite strange geometry. We also see that the eagle moved there. He's completely out of line of sight of any of my units. He's there to try to threat some of my flanks. Now, overview was very difficult. There really was a quite fast cavalry movement with elves, close combat oriented, not too much shooting, but he's really moving much than me. Also, forget to mention the Glade Riders arrive from reserve in turn 2, and they are in completely my backward. Yeah, he was moving now the dancers. He will move the dancers inside of the forest. Try to avoid that I can charge directly the dryads. And this was a view of the battlefield during the turn 2 of the Wood Elves. As explained, the eagle just moved there, out of line of sight of any of my lances. Yeah, I was get by surprise by the Wood Elves, and I have been overmaneuvered by my enemy. Now overview. Then yeah, here we have the assault in the flank. Yeah, my lands managed to stand against the falcons, but the wild riders make my bowman to run away and they catch them. So they kill the bowman plus the level 2 in that flank. So, and then in the shooting, as I say, they kill one Grial Knight and maybe some one or two knights. I don't remember exactly, but here the important thing is that they kill the bowman with a level 2, and yeah, and at least these lands managed to hold the hawks in position. This is another view of my left flank. No, my Pegasus can try to go there and support them. And this is an overview of my positioning. Yeah, the Glade Riders are not really a big threat. They can, even if they charge my back or my flank, they don't do a lot of damage. But the Wild Riders are quite dangerous. Strength 5 when assaulting, they are quite dangerous. It's quite a dangerous unit for the Bretonnia. Here another overview of my lands holding against the Hawk. We go into the turn 2 for Bretonnia. So at the end I decide to try to get out of this middle of the battlefield, try to see if I can make a space for my Bretonian lances. So I charge the War Dancers or the Battle Dancers. I think they're called the War Dancers. Yeah, I know that they have killing blow. I hope they don't have too many sixes and I can kill them and run over the dryads. And yeah, here we have the other lands. I try to charge the sisters flee and flee out of my range, so I fail my charge, and now my flank is completely exposed to the wild riders. But I don't think I have much other options here, more than try to get out of the charge from the wild riders by charging their sisters. I fail because they flee enough, so now I'm stuck there in the middle, and this lands most likely is done. Here we see the middle of the battlefield where my Bretonnian Lord with the BSB and La Deborah assault the dancers together with two of the surviving Grial Knights. And on the other flank, I charge the Pegasus against the Wild Riders. They are just there because it was difficult to move them, but all the three Pegasus are against the Wild Riders. So at least I have this charge too. Then we go into the close combat and the killing blow. He was quite lucky with the killing blow. So he killed the two Grial Knights, he killed the BSB, and he managed to make a killing blow wound to my general, but I was lucky and I rolled a 6 to save him from the death. And yeah, and this was at the end. At the end, I killed the war dancers and I overran, I killed them all, and I charged on the Dryads. And we go into the turn 3. I forgot to mention my Pegasus really did, and they did a lot of damage on the Wild Riders, and the other lands is still holding the house in position. So really, the Pegasus didn't did a lot of things, and yeah, they just missing the attacks. So in his turn 3, he assault my lands with the Lord and all the things on the flank with the Wild Riders. He assault the other lands also in the flank. Yeah, the lances have this problem if you are overmaneuvered. They have a very easy, they have a very wide flank and they are very easy to assault. And the other unit that was clipped in close combat with the Hawks was assaulted by the Eagle and by the Glade Riders to the back. So they were completely surrounded. So here we have an overview. You see he's putting the Glide Riders at the back of my lands of Bretonnian Knight. This is the situation after the movement of the turn 3 for the Wood Elves. You see all my squads are clipped in combat or dead. Here we see another overview. The Sisters of Avalon, the Sisters of Avalon, the Sisters of the Wood Elf regroup, and they are positioning as you can see them. So, yeah. Light cavalry is one of the nightmares against Bretonnia. And yeah, here we have another. This is at the end of the combat. The Wild Riders completely obliterate the lands that they attack in the flank. The other Wild Riders make the general and some of the surviving Grial Knights to run away. You see them there in the middle of the forest. So they are trying to escape from the Wild Riders. So here really, the Wild Riders really were very killy against my knights, and he make a carnage for my knight. So we go into the turn 3. The only positive one, the Pegasus were also killed at this point. So I only had at this moment, this point in the battle, I only have the Bretonnian Lord with the level 4 and some knights, and the lance that was fighting the house is still alive. I managed there. I was lucky with the save, so I managed to survive, and I'm clipping combat with an eagle, the hawks, and the back with the glade rider. So no, at this point was looking very very bad for them. Okay, in this the turn 3, I managed to regroup the lands of the Bretonnian Lord. You see they are very low in numbers. I put them in the way that to force front attacks from also from the Wild Riders and the Sisters. And yeah, this is another view. I only managed to kill the War Dancers. The rest of his army is completely untouched. This is the other unit of knights. They are fighting the Hawks. They are clipped at the back. So here they are clipped at the back by the Glade Riders, not by the flank by the Eagle yet, but this will come soon. So they are there. They're surviving. I managed to kill one of the Hawks. So this lance is not doing bad. And this is the Eagle that is moving to be able to attack the flank of my knights. And yeah, in the close combat I lost some knights, I caused some wounds, but the lance that is equipped in combat is still in combat. I didn't lose them, and yeah, as I told, the general just regrouped. So I only have 2 lances at this moment, one with the level 4 and the Lord of Bretonnia, and the other one without anything, I think, at this moment. Now overview at the end of the turn 5th Bretonnia. This is the lance that is surviving. As you can see, sorry, we are at the turn 3 of the Wood Elf, and you can see that the Eagle assault the flank. So they are quite surrounded, but I was quite lucky with the armor saves, and they are surviving. We go into the turn 4, and this moment, yeah, this does not make sense. At this moment, the battle was very, very, very fast. He moved another eagle, tried to assault the other flank. So this unit is completely surrounded and just doing wounds on the hawks. And yeah, I managed to make them to survive thanks that I have a very good armor saves. So as you can see, they are completely surrounded by the wood elves. Yeah, here that I managed to rally, he assaulted the front with the wild riders. And the first, yeah, I managed to hold in place the charge, but I lost a lot of my knights. Now my level 4 with the Crow of Command is completely exposed and easy to be killed, so not a lot of fodder here neither. And here they are completely surrounded again as I explained. Another picture of the battle here. Here I want showing the level 4, have 2 wounds at this moment, and my Bretonnian Lord is still alive. I managed to kill some Wild Riders, but they hold in combat, but yeah, they don't have a long fodder. The next round they will easily kill my level 4. So yeah, this was at the end of the turn 4. I still holding in position with my Bretonnian Lord, with my level 4 with only 1 wound, and the lance is still there. The lance managed to make the Glade Riders run away because I was very, very, very lucky, and I managed to win one of the combats. So I forced the Glade Riders to run. But as you can see here, now my general is completely surrounded between the Wild Riders and the Dryads. This is turn 5, by the way. So yeah, there was a lot of fodder for my characters. They are completely in the middle. And these lands, although they managed to make the Glade Riders run, yeah, they were having also losses, and they were completely surrounded between the hawks and the eagle. Here we see another overview of this battle. And there on the bottom we see my general with just 1 wound against the Dryads and the Wild Riders. We go into the turn 6, so I was lucky with the leadership test. I managed to hold with my Bretonnian Lord, and the lance was still there. But in the turn 6, yeah, he managed to kill the rest of my army, so this was a crushing victory for the Wood Elves. I would say the battle were lost on turn 1 or 2 when he overmaneuvered me and he had the two flanks of my army. I tried to escape from the trap of the Wood Elf, but this was not feasible. And at the end, he did well roll with counter charges. Yeah, a difficult situation for the Bretonnian. It's difficult for the Bretonnian to deal with like cavalry, and yeah, this I'm not very expert on 8th edition. I just went there to to do some games, and in that case, the Wood Elf just completely overran me. So that's all for this battle report. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Please comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Let me know what do you think. And if you don't like it and you want to give negative vote, I don't have any problem. But please let me know why you don't like of that and what will you do different. I'm also looking to ways to improve, so don't hesitate to leave the comment below on how I can improve. That's all for this battle report, and yeah, was a big loss for the Bretonnian, and yeah, nothing else. So thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Bye.